This September, bad blood will be settled.
This is more than personal.
The long-awaited trilogy.
There's real bad blood here.
Canelo versus Triple G. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.
This is Matt for Into Boxing. I'm delighted for the first time in person this week to be joined by the two-time Olympic gold medalist, two-time undisputed champion in two different weight classes. She was going to be fighting for a third weight division this Saturday, but sadly the fight has been cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. I suppose the only place to start is, how do you sort of feel mentally? It's been a very strange couple of days for everyone in the country, and especially for you girls who've come over here and trained for this event.
Yeah, it's been a little frustrating or whatever. You know, we was all shocked about the news, but we all understood that it was bigger than us and out of our control.
It seemed to come across that everyone sort of had the same mentality. As soon as it was called off, everyone was very respectful. There was nobody sort of up in arms, although we were stood here and waiting, and we got told the weigh-in was at 1 o'clock, then 3 o'clock, then 1 o'clock and back to 3. What does that do for you when you're waiting around thinking, what's going on? 'Cause especially when it's the biggest fight of your careers.
Oh, me and everyone on my team was already on weight by 1 o'clock, by 12 o'clock, honestly. And we were just waiting to get on the scale and then get off and rehydrate. We all probably knew that it was still like we could have weighed in, but no one knew that if Saturday would still go on after the weigh-ins, because everyone can say, oh, Ben said this, this person said that, but it was like, this is so much bigger than us and so much bigger than just Boxer and Sky Sports. Like, this is Queen Elizabeth. Like, this is like the entire country. So I knew like it would be like people in higher power, like the government. BBC, the government, like they would have to be the ones to make the decision, regardless of how we felt or how anybody else who was in higher power than us felt. It was like it was the government and what they wanted to do. So I was definitely holding my breath, saying like, please let it go through. But then again, me being who I am, I also was like, at the end of the day, I'm respectful of whatever the decision is, because I just am. Like, I understand, like, it's a big deal. It's not like, it's a big deal, and it needs to be respected as one.
I think one thing that came from us, I think you were one of the first to post, and it came across, everyone was giving you plaudits for how well you reacted to the news and things like that. But I saw you for the open workout, and you looked in hella shape for this fight. You look ready. Now, obviously, there's been talked about an idea of fighting on October 15th. Is it going to be hard? So in your training, you obviously set yourselves to peak at certain times, and now because it's obviously the date's changed, how's that going to affect your sort of preparation to fight Savannah again? You just have to sort of just keep the momentum going?
Pause the momentum for right now. That's why I think it's best to pause it, because when you spend 11 weeks getting ready for a fight, it's like you can
do too much.
Yeah, like not overtrain, but get too much into it. Like, let it consume too much of your mind, let it consume too much of your energy. And I'm gonna take a week of, I don't want anybody saying nothing to me about no damn Savannah Marshall. Honestly, I won't be online.
Yeah.
I will not be online. You're going to see. I will not be online. I'm spending a week with my family and my friends, take me a little small vacay, and then I'll get back to the gym. And whatever my team feel that I should do, that's what we're going to do, because they know me physically from looking at me, what I need and what I don't need. So if we need to jump back into camp and just start going 100% again, we will. Or if it's I still have a great momentum, great peak and whatever, I'm gonna let me know.
How were you enjoying Fight Week? Now, the press conference was, for me, entertainment. It was absolutely brilliant. You started doing the British accent. She then tried firing back. What did you make of that when Savannah did that? Because we don't normally see this side of Savannah, but you've brought that out of it. Did you like that? Did you have to laugh a little bit and go, you know what? Fair enough. She's sort of tried to go back and forth with you, because we all know you can talk.
Yeah, we can talk, but honestly, at the press conference, I wanted her to win that one.
Do you feel like you had the edge with the gloves are off scenario and you were winning that?
I've beaten her verbally in everything. Our face-to-face first press conference. Even our last press conference, I really wasn't trying to because I was so already over talking. I'm so over saying this and saying that. Like, I want to show you. It was to the point it's like if I engage with her any more of my energy, I was probably gonna fight her. So I just had to really just lay back and be like, look, you can have it.
Yeah.
Say whatever you want. It doesn't, not, because it wasn't bothering me. It's like I'm just so excited that this time has finally gotten here that I don't gotta say nothing else to you. I wanted her to do all the trash talking in, which she did. Because the thing is, when it comes to people who can't beat you at verbal wars, when you be quiet, they get louder.
Yeah.
So, she got a little bit louder at the press conference and did a few more different things, but I try to keep it platonic and keep it cool. And then Marshall was losing a verbal war, so Peter Fury started whispering stuff in her ear and telling her stuff to say. And then she had her little people in the crowd being her cheerleaders and clapping for her and all that kind of stuff and laughing with her. And I just said, look at this. The girl is so weak-minded. She needs Peter Fury to tell her what to say. She needs them to clap at whatever she says, even if she says something stupid. And here I am across the pond, just me. What's up? So it just was one of those things where the second press conference, I don't think it was needed because we've done a press conference already.
Talking's done, isn't it, at that point?
That's how I felt.
When people talk about your achievements and things like that, when you say Olympic medalist, gold medalist, when you say two-weight undisputed, Guinness Book of Records, you're going for a third. Savannah brings, obviously, a world title into the fight, and everyone talks about this power from Savannah, and undoubtedly the fights have shown that. But do you feel somewhat that your accomplishments and accolades are just completely overlooked at times? The way people talk about this fight and, or Savannah's got that punch, Savannah's doing this. Do you just sit here and just think, are people not looking at what I've achieved?
This is what I look at. I'll show you.
Are you going to bring box rec up now?
No worries. 1 second. It won't come up. Why does it do that? It does it all the time. Okay, maybe this is it now. Agree. Because this is what I'm talking about. And I need people to understand that what I be saying is not to belittle nobody or nothing. It's just facts, okay? I'm going to read you off her opponent's records, okay?
Perfect.
Okay. Pro debut for Savannah Marshall. Fought against Cindy LeBlanc. Cindy LeBlanc, 4-3. Esther Konechna, 1-6. 1 win, 6 losses, just if you didn't know. Alexandra Ayala, 8 wins, 2 losses. Yanin Orozco, 4-0. Beat her unanimous decision. Then Claudia Vi, 3-25. Borislava Goranova, 11 wins, 55 losses, 4 draws. Wow. Danielle Bastary, this is her 8th pro fight, 2-0. Ashley Curry, 8 wins, 12 losses, 4 draws. Hannah Rankin, 9-4. Maria Lindbergh, 19-6. Good record, but she fought her on a 3 days notice. Don't ever forget that. Lolita Musea, 16-0. Welterweight. Fought her on 3 days notice. Don't ever forget that. And then Femke Hermans, 12-3. I was Femke's 12th fight, I think.
Yeah.
So
You fought her a long time ago.
I fought her 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So within that time, she's had 2 fights, 4 years, and also a shoulder surgery, and she knocked her out in the 3rd round. Who on there was an elite fighter who she beat and knocked out? Because she's 12-0 with 10 big knockouts. That's what we be talking about.
So on the flip side, for me to sort of say what somebody will say is, do you think that people don't want to fight Savannah? Do you think that when she gets matched, they look and go, no?
Absolutely baloney.
No, I'm just putting it to you.
No,
I'm not saying I believe that.
Stop it. That is baloney. Savannah Marshall is not avoided. How? You fought at 175. She skipped 168. That's what blows me. You this big knockout puncher so strong. Why you ain't fighting against the big dogs at 168? Oh, you making out offers of 100,000? Well, that's not enough when you fighting against a champion who already got 2 belts. Make the money right. Make the right offer. Stop lowballing people and be a champion, right? So don't act like those girls at 168 is scared of Marshall. And then, like I said, the girls at 160, who did she fight that was a 160 top fighter? A lot of those girls who I listed, one was a 135-pounder. 3 of them were 47-pounders, welterweights. She didn't fight against a girl who was like a top 160-pounder, like a Christina Hammer.
Yeah.
Or a Hannah Gabriels, or I'm trying to think who else.
Well, them two are classed as top tier.
No, she hasn't. So, look, I'm not saying that she don't have power. I'm just saying, do you have power against elite fighters, against somebody who you know ain't about to lay down, who you know gonna put in the work, who you know coming to actually win? She hasn't faced that. So when they mention her knockout power, or whatever the case, I just be like, they're forgetting the fact that I fought against the best at 3 different weight classes and I beat them. That's it.
Do you think, from another perspective, they look at your record and go, Claressa, no one talks about your power, but I remember you telling me in sparring that you'll spar the boys. And you'll spar the boys. And do you think sometimes maybe, not trying to get you to give her credit, do you think sometimes people just talk about Savannah's power? They all talk about your ring generalship and how good you are in the ring, but they don't talk about your power. Do you sometimes think that maybe Savannah's a better boxer than what she's given credit for because they only focus on her power?
Do I think she's a better boxer?
Than people think. I'm sort of saying because people talk about your boxing, but I know that you spar the men, so you must have something to spar the men. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that Savannah Marshall is more skillful than powerful.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think when you've been in the amateurs and you've been to the Olympics twice, even though she didn't medal, and even though I won most of the tournaments, but I'm saying on the flip side, she still has that amateur experience where she's fought against this girl here. She went to this country. She's done that. She's done this. She's fought against a bunch of different styles, which builds experience. Hasn't made it to where I've made it to, but it's still like you have to have some kind of skill to do that. Yeah. You have to learn some things on the way, and I think she's learned a lot in the amateurs and has a great amateur experience. Now, do I think that her game plan to fight against me, people are trying to get her to say, or trying to get her to just go out there and go for the KO because they know that she has no choice but that's her best chance. Yeah. She go out there and try to box me. I'm a better boxer. Yeah. They don't want to say that, but that's the truth. I'm the better boxer. Yeah. And also I have a lot of power and a lot of speed. But they want her, hey, go in there and disrupt all that and just go out there and get the KO, which is not really a good game plan for them.
Just quickly, what did you make of the amateur fight getting released sort of last week? Because I saw your reaction to it. Did you, when that came out, did that sort of give you, I don't know, a bit of a buzz to say, now I'll go and look at it kind of thing? Because that wasn't getting circulated much at all before this week.
It wasn't out before this week.
Yeah.
And I actually have a better version of the fight. But, I mean, the comments were ridiculous. Everybody's like, wow. This is the fight. Like, y'all said she walked through me, she beat me up, she hurt me. Not true.
Moving on from Savannah, right? You're really good friends with Mikaela Mayer. Does it sort of take the edge off the sadness when you've got people who you've shared a lot of time with? You've got obviously Ginny Fuchs as well, who's here. I saw you two on the balcony for your Instagram videos, and it made me laugh. How sort of nice is it that you're all sort of in this together a little bit?
Yeah, we're all going through the same thing. You know, Alicia and Mikaela beef don't have nothing to do with me. I still speak to Alicia. Yeah. I still speak to Mikaela. I know. I don't get in the middle of it. I laugh at it like everybody else. You know, I share some of her stuff. I share some of her Alicia stuff, some of Mikaela's stuff. And they don't get in between the beef with me and Marshall, so, you know, I'm not really, their hate for each other comes from a place that I don't know where. So.
What do you think of that? For me, it's absolutely brilliant for the rivalry. As soon as this got cancelled, I saw 2 quotes, one from Alicia, one from Mikaela, and I was just sat in the car laughing my head off. Like, is it good for women's boxing that we have this back and forth?
Yeah, it's good to have.
Yeah.
It's good to have.
Talk to me about the story. You got a tattoo. Mikaela took you for a tattoo.
you-
You didn't want to get one. Tell that story, because I sort of heard half of it and I'm like, Mikaela never convinced you to get a tattoo.
Yeah, people don't really know me as far as like how I am personally, but I accept roles. Like Mikaela is my big sister, right? So she's like, come to the tattoo parlor with me and hold my hand while I get this tattoo on my neck. And I'm like, okay. So I go with her and we get there and she was like, Claressa, you have to get it too. And I'm like, get what? And she's like, the Olympic rings. I'm like, no, I hate needles.
Really?
I hate needles.
What was it like?
Mikaela was like, Claressa, you have to get it. She was like, she sat me down, like, do her arm and she's like, where do you want it? And I'm like, maybe here, maybe. I was like, I'm like, I don't want to get it. And she was like, get it. You're getting it. You're an Olympic. I'm like, bro, I have an Olympic gold medal. Why do I need the damn tattoo? She was like, everybody has it. If you're an Olympian, you can have it. And I just was like, Mikaela, stop. And I mean, she was just so adamant that she was like, you're getting it. What do you want on it? What colors do you want? Like, look it up on your phone. Like, and I'm like, well, if I get it, I got to put 2X on there. And she was like, but you haven't won the second Olympics yet. I'm like, but I am going to win it. So,
You put that on before, didn't you?
yeah, I'm like, so yeah, if I'm getting it, that's what I'm getting. And she was like, all right. I'm like, yeah, let's go. And so she got hers done. I got mine done. And I mean, when he first hit me with that needle, I said, ooh, no. And then he said, you got to stay still. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
zigzagging them
I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then he did it again. I'm like, oh, my Mikaela, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. And before you know it, I had a tattoo of the rings.
Brilliant. Look, Claressa, thank you for giving me some of your time. Really appreciate it. I know it's a tough time for everyone. One last thing, have you got a message for your fans, the UK fans, people who are getting behind this event? This event's going to be even bigger now because of what's happened. You got a message for them before you go?
I just want to say to everybody that supported me, thank you. A lot of people flew from America, from all over in the States, all over the UK, all my fans that came out to see me. Thank you guys so much. Please tune in and try to come again October 15th. It means a lot to me and all the girls. And I'll just make sure I come and bring my best self. And thank you guys and love you guys always.
Appreciate you talking to Into Boxing. The GOAT is signing out.